EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC wildcard game. Fielded just outside the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And he comes into this wild card round off of a really good regular season, better than 30 touchdown passes. And he said he feels like he can take some shots against the secondary. In fact, in our meeting, he said not only can he take shots, he expects to do it early.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. Now Parker to throw on second down. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up third down.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on third. So certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14. Operating from the gun, Parker. Looking left side, and it's complete. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
Oh, that's a big let off there on 3rd down, because you've got to account for the running back coming out of the backfield. They didn't, and they got burned, not just for a first down, but for big yardage as well.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a handoff as they run left side. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Operating from the gun, Parker. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want those body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Parker throwing on first down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's brought down at the 19 after a gain of 19. First down in the red zone. Well, they clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease. Feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that. I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. He gets this out to Foster on the right side. And the Dolphins are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Scoring first, so critical in the postseason. They've got it here, 1st and goal. They'll look to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's Here's 3rd and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Forget about the storylines of being intimidated in the playoffs on the road. I mean, that was pretty clinical right there.
Yeah, they didn't treat it like it was a playoff game in January, did they?
No.
That felt much more like, hey, we're back in August, running a few drills in the practice field. They seem unaffected by what they're facing in this one.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that one a long 11-play drive, and it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And trotting out there, their tall quarterbacks standing at 6'5".
And as we continually grade players, especially quarterbacks, how about this young man? Second year in the NFL, guided his team into the playoffs, and now he wants to show the world that they should buy in on him because he wants to evolve from that young quarterback to that true team leader that takes his team deep in the playoffs.
They'll come out throwing here on first down, eluding the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Well, the very first thing they told us, Charles, was we need to apply pressure early, and I would call that early pressure a nice sack to start the game.
And on the other sideline, I just have this image in my mind of the head coach on the headset with the offensive coordinator asking him if that's exactly what he saw in his mind when he called that play, and if so, is it going to be like this all day? That's a tough one right there.
Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. And on now is the punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Miami set to take over. They just did manage to sneak into the playoffs as a 6th seed, so it's a tough road ahead. They know that. They would need to win 3 games on the road in January. But, hey, here's the bottom line. There's 18 other teams that wouldn't mind being in this spot right about now.
Yeah, and you had to stick it to them, didn't you? Those 18 who are sitting at home right now. But you're exactly right about that. Your point about how daunting this is well taken because it all depends on their mindset at this point. How do they break it down so they're not looking at this whole big road and saying to themselves, we've got no shot. You've got to break it down to this game right now. Win this one, then worry about the rest of them after this.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef, that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
To throw is Parker. To throw on third down.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail. Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see another setup on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in a kicker to try and hit from 61 yards, and this one winds up no good.
So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it, and now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Kind of surprised they accept the penalty.
The only thing that comes to mind for me is they want to move them back 5 yards because they feel good about their defense. But in most situations, you take the down. That's what counts more.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side.
Complete to number 17. A 2-yard gain brings up second down at the 44-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up third and 11.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance.
Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
Miami's offense set and ready to go.
And they were in field goal range last time out but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker.
And he fires one that's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And we'll see if that pick six looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally. And you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome? But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when you see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Parker now looking to throw on second down. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
But Charles, what a rookie season he had, catching the football over 1,000 yards on the year, and he comes through there with a nice grab.
And we've seen wide receivers in recent years come in and have big years right away. And you think about Justin Jefferson in 2020, 1,400 yards and huge impact on his team and on the league. This guy, he's following his footsteps as an impact guy here in year one.
10-7 our score after one right here on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Parker. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down.
Very nicely done there on the reception. And what an impact this rookie made on this offense, Charles, in the regular season.
Yeah, he's a big part of why they are where they are. He stepped into an important role, embraced it, and in a lot of ways expanded it, and immediately made a connection with his quarterback.
On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Looking to throw. Parker firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's Parker on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing. And for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3.
He was taken down at the 50-yard line.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. So they'll get nothing out of that play. And it'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line.
The Dolphins about set to go to work on offense.
And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it. The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Parker. Over the middle, it's complete. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
Well, there wasn't much of a window there, Charles. Had to deal with a couple of defenders, but able to find his big tight end.
And, partner, we know double coverage is a challenge for any player to try to defeat. But maybe it's a little easier if you're one of those big tight ends because you have a size advantage on just about anyone trying to cover you, and you can use your body to create some space.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
And this throw will be intercepted. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Salt Lake City's offense back onto the field. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Solid running there. And, CD, we hear so much about what it takes to win in the playoffs. Most people like to include having a strong running game in their assessment. And with this man in the backfield, this group has a strong running game without a doubt.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you there because in terms of yardage, he's a top 5 running back in the league. And in terms of impact on a game, not many better than him. And when they're flowing and he's carrying the ball consistently, they're tough to beat.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Throwing left side, it's complete.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 8. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw it for a loss.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. He'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Extra point by York is up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25.
The Dolphins ready to take over on offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through that.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
The York on now for the extra point.
And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And out come the Dolphins now. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Now Parker to throw on 3rd down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and that will come the offense as they take over.
Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. He's been perfect through the air, 9 of 9 so far, including that touchdown on the last drive. As his guys start again, 1st and 10.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throwing middle, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Parker following the fumble recovery. He'll throw. And this one complete to Reed.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Parker. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
2nd and 4.
Operating from the gun, Parker gets this one to Morris. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Back to throw again. And it's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Parker. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he's not quite going to get to the marker. It'll be a gain of 8 on 3rd and 10.
Facing this big first half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it.
They'll try and run for it. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And as a result, possession switches hands.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
And he will have a first down as they're into field goal range now at the 30.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So, roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around. And we know they'll be here before you know it.
And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it.
Well, not too long ago, Charles, that would have been a new NFL record. But instead, it's shy of setting the record, which is 66, but still from 65 away, one of the longest kicks in league history.
And that puts him in elite company in the NFL. Only a few have ever even attempted that, let alone put it through the post. How about his moment? It came together for him, and he delivered.
Just 11 seconds to go in the half as they have it 1st and 10. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock.
And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Parker. Got it open, man. It's Foster. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Big plays always wind up being a big theme as we get rolling in these playoffs, and the defenses that can avoid giving them up, but they're the teams that tend to go far. You may not eliminate those big plays, but if you can limit them, then you got a chance to get to the ultimate game.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. This, the last of our 3 games on this Sunday. One more to follow tomorrow night as we wrap up a very exciting 3 days of Super Wildcard Weekend. But first, let's take a look back to yesterday's AFC wildcard game. And it is the Kansas City Chiefs who will fight another week as they were able to take care of the Indianapolis Colts. With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats for Miami in that first half. And they've definitely been able to exploit some holes in that opposing secondary as they threw for close to 200 yards in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for our home team, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? Third down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the stick. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
To throw is Parker on 1st down. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphins shaking up on the play.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Back to throw. Parker. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Parker. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And he'll be down at the 6-yard line.
Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league they take particular delight in the red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And they'll run again. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And I think the offense got it back. Yes, they did. At the 2-yard line is where they'll have it.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
Here we go on 4th down. The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Dolphins celebrate their goal line stand.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
Parker now to throw on 2nd down. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. They're going to look to throw. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. They'll try and run for it. Oh, what a move. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from the lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him. Sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did. Yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Here's Parker. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. And my goodness, another interception. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Looking to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn: find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He'll rifle this one deep right side.
And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 27-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Steps away and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. They'll drop to throw. Able to get away. Under pressure, they got him again.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. One quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So they bring out their punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
Dolphins offense returning to the field. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He'll let it go deep for Foster. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Now Parker throwing again on 2nd and 10. And his throw is incomplete. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Parker. He finds his man. Complete. It's Morris. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain on the screen there. It's second down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Over the middle, it's complete.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And now here's another interception. Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6-1, one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get this one up to about his 14.
During that run, an injury here. We've got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for all.
Now a hit and a loose football. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And the lead is now 24. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Parker looking to throw on second down. He finds his man complete. That's Morris. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Parker.
A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Morris. To throw is Parker from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He finds his man complete. That's Morris. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down? They're over on the bench right now feeling great.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll get this down close to a 1st down at about the Dolphins' 37. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain. 2nd down. Hands it off out of the gun.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. They'll look to throw here. Wide open receiver complete.
And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning.
So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
They'll set up to throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked, and multiple players broke through the line to get him.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further. And a wild card win moves them on to the divisional round.
Everyone plays all year long for the right to get into the tournament, as they like to call it. Wild card, divisional, doesn't matter to them. One moves on, one goes home.